Welcome to the Culture Stoke podcast, where happier people lead to better results. All right, we're here again at the Culture Stoke studio for another
sessions.
The Stokeable Sessions.
Stoke
There we
sesh.
go, the Stoke Sesh.
Yes.
All right, we are in another Stoke Sesh with
Stoke
our
sesh.
Bowl of Destiny.
Would you stop trying to name the bowl, dude?
The goal of the episode is to answer as quickly and as saliently and as quotable as possible. So, Marty, I'm Richard, host. This is Marty. That's Wes, co-founder of
Also known
Culture
as
Stoke.
John.
John. All right. So here we go. What is that? I don't know. I get it. I read it as Zozo. It's like, all right. Leadership in the 2020s. Wow, that's a really broad. Let's make that salient, guys.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Big takeaways. Leadership in the 2020s. How can leaders best lead now in the 2020s?
All right, so the first thing that I went to was understanding the demographics in the workplace.
Okay.
If at no point in time in history it is more critical now to understand that we've got 5 different generations in the workplace.
Name those real quick.
So you have your traditionalists, you got your baby boomers, you've got Gen X, you have millennials, and then you have whatever group. No, I'm
Gen
just
Z.
joking, Gen Z. I'm just joking.
It's getting such bad rap.
I know this is gonna
Yeah.
do weird. I'm gonna get canceled for that.
No, you won't.
no,
No,
I
you
won't.
won't.
No, but
We love the
you
Gen
have
Z.
Gen Z. No, they're fantastic.
I love Gen Zs.
I love how insistent they are about the things that they want and need in a
My
workplace.
spirit animal is a Gen Z.
It's so good. So leadership in the 2020s is knowing that the way that things were done for the last 40, 50, 60 years, not going to fly.
Not gonna hurt. Not happen.
We have to change.
Yeah.
We have to change the way that we're leading. We have to change the way that we view people. We have to fundamentally reimagine what our workplace is in the lives of our people.
Okay.
It is not just a money-making machine. You are a vehicle in order to serve a purpose with the care of the people who are doing that.
Okay. Yeah. Nail down on that, Marty.
Yeah, and even to the degree, so you have not only changing demographics, but you also have changing technology, rapidly changing technology. And so you have a lot of change that is going on outside of your business.
Naturally,
So one of the greatest things that a leader can do is very much be in tuned with, one, what are the things that we can control within our business, but what are the things that we need to do to adapt?
Okay.
Because not only are the technological needs changing, but the consumer needs of the marketplace, in addition to the people in the workplace. So the biggest thing that a leader can do is just be aware and actually not be afraid of change. Recognize it, embrace it for the reality that exists, while also at the same time knowing that there are some things that you can do to fundamentally insulate your business from being negatively impacted by change.
Yeah.
So I mean, just as I'm hearing that, you 5 generations at work in the workplace, practically speaking, getting down to the nitty gritty of how can a leader lead 5 generations that are present. Now, mind you, I imagine the older generation generally tends to occupy leadership roles, generally, maybe not exclusively. What are if they could do something practical on their team, tomorrow, let's say you get whoever's a leader and they acknowledge, wow, I have all these challenges with these 5 and I see it, the technology, rapid movement. What could they do tomorrow to start seeing the tides change in their culture or their team to accommodate those generations?
Did you have?
Go for it.
Yeah,
I
think the first thing is that understanding that the topic of generations is a great place to start. It's not a great place to continue.
Okay.
So understanding that there's different generational and different demographics in the workplaces, you have to understand that as a leader, that is a known commodity. But just because a person is a millennial, or just because they are a Gen Z, or just because they are a traditionalist or whatever, doesn't mean that you can compartmentalize them. And so if you're asking me what's the one thing that you can do, get to know your people. Yep. At an individual level, get to know them. What makes them tick? What are their goals? What are their hopes, dreams, and aspirations? What drives them? What are the things that they need from you? that only comes
That kind of
with,
blurs the lines.
yeah. I mean, because
of those generations.
if you just try, as humans, we like to compartmentalize things. This is why we have segments, right? But it's taking that next step to understand the person at the personality level, which means I've got to actually invest time getting to know them. So it doesn't, while it matters that we have 5 generations in the workplace and the acknowledgement of that, the thing that matters about that is the acknowledgement that each generation has different needs and has different expectations for their leaders in the workplace.
Yeah. Okay.
But the conversation can't end there. That's a great place to start. The next step is, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah.
Tell me, what do you, like, not what do you want to be when you grow
simple.
up? I mean, people are wildly complex and messy, but getting to know people is simple. It is time plus conversation plus connection. Chef's kiss.
Done. Yeah. Done. Marty?
Yeah, and even taking it beyond the people side, because you absolutely need that, but also from, if you're looking at the forward progress of your organization, how you're serving the marketplace, not only do you need to be really clear of what's in it for your people, but like, where the heck are you going? Why do we want to invest our time, talent, and energy in doing this work to begin with? So one of the greatest things that a leader can do is get really clear of where they want their company to be 3 to 5 years into the future, and very much paint the picture of what it looks like now that you reach that destination.
Yeah.
As if you're writing it into the future, so you can get everybody on the same page, rowing in the same direction, where then you might be able to help, if there are any kind of relational kind of picket fences that might separate people from one another. You realize, hey, we're all working to achieve this particular goal. We're all headed in this direction to achieve these things for ourselves, both collectively and individually.
Right.
And if we can all agree that this is where we're going, and we can work in alignment and work together to get there, then we're all going to win. That's a much different conversation where, only certain subsets, only the higher ups are only going to get this type of bonus, or only in sales. And so now as we go through, it starts to dissolve this kind of the grouping of silos that might otherwise tend to exist. Yeah.
So there's a shared purpose there that as everyone rows in the same direction, it's like, it doesn't matter that you're a millennial or a Gen X or a Gen Z. We're all going that way.
It can all
we're stoked about it.
It can all be a strength. Think about if I'm reading The Hobbit right now with my kids, but like think of all of the different kind of people or characters that needed to be assembled for the quest in order to achieve this particular purpose. Very similar. They're
old, young, they're all there.
Absolutely.
You could talk about Tolkien all day.
He'd be Tolkien about it.
Thank you.
Well, I mean,
was that off the cuff? Because that was impressive.
It was.
That was amazing.
It was. I know what I'm talking about. I think what Marty is talking about is these are the things that kind of transcend the differences, right?
Yeah.
And so you think about, you go to a rock concert and everybody's singing along with the band. Doesn't really like, if you're a fan of the band, everybody's singing.
Doesn't matter.
You go to a sports team game, okay, and you're rooting for a team.
Dodgers.
It does, go blue. It doesn't matter where you come from, what you look like, whatever. We are. I'm gonna say it, and I hate that I'm gonna say it. Collective effervescence.
Ooh,
is the sociology term. It is the ability to like when people are cheering or high-fiving or whatever, you have a collective experience of elation. Based around something in common.
It's attunement. It's
so
the catharsis of attunement in the crowd. I mean, there's something really palpable about that.
Like, if you can build the spirit of, like, if you can build that in your workplace where people are like, look, it does.
Let's go.
We're headed this direction.
We're going.
And we can build a spirit of celebration. Now you got some real magic that transcends all the things that do divide us. And it doesn't minimize the needs of the individual. But if we overemphasize the needs with taking for granted the fact that we still have to be collectively working towards this, anyway.
Well, and there's basic human needs that I think in that inherently we all want purpose. And so I think rowing in the same direction, having the conversation about generation, but not making it the ends, if you will. I love that. And really at the end of the day, it's not leadership in the 2020s. It's just leadership. It's leadership.
Yeah.
With that, boys, that's the end of our culture. What was it? Hold on. We named it and then we
Stoke sesh.
Stoke sesh.
Stoke sesh.
The Stoke. Stoke sesh.
Yeah.
You said something. You said
that's
something
it.
different, and then he like shortened it, and then the
Stoking
culture stoking session.
Yeah, we'll figure it out on recording.
The
Put
Stoke
in the
session.
comments what we should call this.
Oh gosh. All right. Cheers, boys, and as we always say,
Cheers.
culture stoke, happier people.
Better results.
Thanks for listening to the Culture Stoke podcast. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to like, subscribe, and rate us wherever you tune in. Share this episode with anybody who could use a culture boost. Until next time, keep stoking the fire.